Welcome back to What Now? I'm your host, Shannon Welch, and here with me today I have Henry Platt. He is the author of this amazing book about self-mastery, and it's called Who's the Man? And I also have Chance Love here. He's the community coordinator at the Maricopa Senior Center, so some of you guys may know him already. And we're focusing on single fatherhood today, and then we're going to delve into a little bit about self-mastery and get some advice from the master over here. So let's just open up our conversation. You guys just give me a little background on who you are.
Hello everyone, my name is Henry. I am first and foremost a father with the background in, choreography and dance in the entertainment business in California. I did that for about 16 years and then moved into becoming an author of a self-help book for African American men. And I'm here today just to share and be present.
Hello everyone, my name is Chance Love. I'm originally from Inglewood, California. Graduated from Arizona State University with my degree in communications and marketing, so I have a background in business development marketing. Also did some behind the scenes work in film and television, and live in Arizona now, and I'm a proud father of a soon-to-be 8-year-old son.
That's awesome. So I just want to open up our conversation because a lot of people don't really touch on single fatherhood. Can you guys just tell me a little bit about your journey about single fatherhood? Like challenges, maybe ups and downs, some things that you had to learn on the fly, really anything. That's one of the questions.
Yeah, so challenges, experiences I've had. Again, my son will be 8 real soon. So in my soon-to-be 8 years of being a father, patience. I thought I had all the patience in the world. I used to hear it all the time when I was younger. You have a lot of patience, but until I became a father, that's when I really learned the art of, patience, emotional intelligence, as well as spiritual obedience for me, I really also learned how important it is to have when they say it takes a village, have a strong village, have a strong support system. That's crucial and key, especially as a single dad.
What about you, Henry?
For me, my son is almost like my mirror.
Ooh.
So I not just learning about him, I'm learning about myself.
Right.
And it's almost like when I was younger, I always dreamt of being a dad. And I've always said if I was a dad, these are the things that I would do with my son. So now having a son gives me the opportunity to step to the plate and be that.
Wow.
And every day I get to look at myself and say, am I being the man or the father that I said I wanted to be when I was not a father? And so every day I get a chance to see what I'm made of, because through my son's results, it shows me who I am.
So, speaking about self-mastery, what things, because I've read your book, I find it amazing, what things have you taken from like your journey in self-mastery and your kids so young? So, like, is he going to have a head start in things like that? Have you started implementing some of these things that you're doing for adults at a young age to kind of prep them for that?
Yeah, every day is, I try not to do too much of guess, preaching to him, but just more so guiding him in the right directions, and subtly implementing different tips and tools for him to handle certain situations that he may be in. If it's he's dealing with some kids at school, how do we approach that? If he's dealing with himself not feeling adequate enough to accomplish certain goals, okay, what tools do I implement to help him adjust? So yeah, he's actually read my book as well.
Oh wow!
And,
Okay.
yeah, he's extremely proud of me.
That's
it's
amazing.
interesting. And he sent me a text yesterday and said, "Dad, I'm really proud of you, and I'm proud to be your son."
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, I love that. You're probably like,
Yeah, I was like, oh,
what are you doing?
yeah. Because I really want to make him proud.
Right.
To say, that's my dad.
Right.
And my dad is an amazing man, and every day he's there to just help and guide me.
Right. Oh, that's so sweet. So what about you? Like teaching him sense of self, emotional intelligence, what things are you doing that's different than what you had, like what you had growing up?
Being more intentional, like we talk about grace a lot. That's something this year we, been hitting heavy, is not only extending grace to others. We're human, none of us are perfect.
Right.
I'm not perfect, but the goal is to be present, as his dad. But, extending grace to yourself as well. He can be very hard on himself when he makes a mistake.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to disappoint me, he looks at me as his superhero, his Superman in his life,
Right.
as his father. And so we talk a lot about practicing grace, also integrity. Integrity is a big one. We have these talks on our way to school in the morning, on our rides. There's no tablets, sometimes a little soft music, but most of the time we're just talking about, the day and, what we want to get out of the day. And so I'll ask him, like, what does integrity mean to you? And I explained to him, it's not only doing the right thing when no one's looking or around, but also allow integrity to be your identity.
Right.
You're going to be around your peers, your teachers, people are watching. And so integrity, confidence, and being a leader.
Right.
That's another thing. I'm not big in astrology like that, but he's a Leo.
Oh, yeah.
So he's strong-headed, but he's an old soul as well. He's very much a leader, so I pour into that. I lean into that, his passions and things like that. But yeah, just standing on those morals and principles.
So off camera, we talked about the 3 A's. Is that what you call it? Can you explain to us what that is?
Yeah, so I came up with that concept earlier this year, just, again, being a father, and I've actually shared it with my son too. The first thing is acceptance. Accepting when you admit you can't submit. The second is accountability, taking responsibility for your actions. And I have to hold myself accountable being his dad. And so I'm very big on that. And then the third is apologizing.
Right.
I don't hesitate. None of us know how much time we have here left on this earth. So, not going to bed with a heavy heart is very important as well.
Right.
But apologizing, because when he sees that, he also, kids learn by observing, by
Right.
setting the example, not by what we say.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my biggest goals with being his dad is not being a hypocrite.
Right.
Not
I
practicing
love that.
hypocrisy. So yeah, those are the 3 A's: acceptance, accountability, and ending it with an apology. Because we're human and we're not perfect.
That's what I was telling you guys. I'm always big on that. Like, you gotta apologize to your kids. Because sometimes, too, we're not in the best headspace. I know as a woman, when it's my time of the month, I can get a bit snappy. So, like, if he's, I might snap at him, but I have to come talk to him later, like, listen, I didn't handle that appropriately. Like, I'm sorry. And he's just like, it's okay. Like, I have to explain to him, like, okay, I had a busy day today, but that's not an excuse for me snapping at you. Like, I should have just talked to you.
Exactly.
He's just like, yeah, you should have. Like, okay, I'm sorry. But then we could move past it. But I notice the more I do that, he naturally does that. So when he's talking back, he'll catch himself. I won't have to jump down his throat. Like, he'll come back to me later, and I always give him the opportunity and the space and hold that for him, so he can come and be like, look, Mom, I'm sorry. Like, I shouldn't have talked back like that. Like, yeah, I want you to realize you're wrong without me telling you you're wrong all the time.
Yeah, the leading by example is very important because they pick up on all
They
that.
do.
So I'm really big on, I'll second that, apologizing. Because I remember when I was younger and the things that my mom has said to me, and that really hurt me. Maybe joking with you, maybe you did something wrong, but the way she came across was just really, really traumatic to me. So I had to tell my son, look, I'm going to say I'm sorry already before I say what I'm going to say. Or if I have said anything in the past, I check in with him that I may think that was okay for me to say. And the way I said it was, I thought was being more nurturing or the appropriate thing to say to you. If I've said anything in the past that has hurt you, please tell me. And one, I'm really sorry. I said, but I'm trying to do my best right now. So sometimes I may say the wrong thing. I may say it the wrong way, but I love you and I'm saying I'm sorry now so that we can.
Oh, I like that. I love checking.
Yes.
Checking. So we're going to take a quick little break and we'll come back and continue the conversation, okay?
When the game is on the line, championship teams know the game plan. They communicate and work together to win. We all need a game plan to protect ourselves online. Talk to family and friends so they know how to stay safe too. Create strong passwords, turn on multi-factor authentication, update software, and recognize and report phishing, because online safety is not something you want to fumble. Get more game-winning tips at cisa.gov/secure our world. Then share them with family and friends.
Another teenager, victim to fake pills. Did you know that fake prescription pills may contain fentanyl? Before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real.
Welcome back to What Now? We're going to continue our conversation with Chance Love here and Henry Platt. Now we're going to talk a little bit about Henry's book here. It's called Who's the Man? How to Achieve Greater Success Through Self-Mastery. The book was amazing, so congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to touch on my favorite part of the book, is the leaning into your discomfort, which I've been preaching that for years because it's something that I've kind of learned coming into my adulthood that I needed to heal from, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. So if you could touch on that for us, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, the thought behind it is that we have to really understand that this life that we are living in this reality, it was not made for us to be comfortable. Everything about it is uncomfortable. From the conception of you, your mother was very uncomfortable. You came out, experiencing life, it was very uncomfortable. Then you moved through the phases of life, you became an adult, and adulting was very uncomfortable. Every day is like that. So when people get upset or get overwhelmed by everything or by being uncomfortable, it's because they haven't accepted the fact that it was never meant for us to be comfortable. In the discomfort is where we find ourselves. In the discomfort is where we find what we're made of. In the discomfort is how we discover who we are. So I know Chance was talking about acceptance earlier, which is a key point to discomfort, is one, once you accept the fact that it is the norm of life, then you go, well, how can I use this to my advantage? What is this discomfort trying to teach me? What can I learn from it? How can I use it to my advantage? So in the book, I just talk about leaning into it as much as you can. There was a point in my life in the story in the book where I was homeless. I was homeless for about a year. lasted longer than I expected. Around this time, my son maybe was like 1 or 2, and I was working at 24 Hour Fitness in Burbank, California as a sales advisor. At night, I would go to my car and sleep in the parking lot of 24 Hour Fitness. Wake up in the morning, go to work, go see my son, come back to the parking lot, sleep. Do that every day. I made sure I saw my son. In that, my boss at 24 Hour Fitness came to me and said, hey, I saw you on the camera. I noticed that you were sleeping in your car. Do you need some help? Would you like some help? You know what I told him? No. I said, I understand where I'm at. I know there's a reason for me being here. And if I leave the situation too early, I would not learn what I need to learn. And I shook his hand and told him, thank you, I appreciate it. And I went back to my car and I went to sleep. So you are where you are in the discomfort for a reason. So like a seed that's planted in the ground, there's a gestation period for that seed to sprout into new fruit. If you pull it too soon, you won't bear the fruit that you're looking to get from it. So I feel like we are the same way. Once you're in the dirt, in the ground, at your lowest low, don't pull out too soon. Stay and lean in, and you'll come out a better person. So you can't escape it. So I actually try to put myself in situations where I'm uncomfortable, because it teaches me who I am. And to have my son see me in discomfort and how I work through it teaches him how to do the same thing.
Right. And I can definitely relate to the struggle. So I was a homeless teenager for a good almost 3 years. Like couch to couch.
Yep.
Had my little car, slept in my little car. I crashed wherever I could. Just took showers at friends' houses. Like really got it out the mud type kid.
Yep.
And I always was like, I think envious of people that had that healthy upbringing because it seemed like they got such a head start. So it's like I felt like I started at a deficit. And I used to hate it for the longest because I blamed so much on my upbringing for like the way I was or the way I went about things or the way I tackled challenges and stuff like that. But like when I started really growing up, like I'd say probably around 21, like when I got pregnant with my son. And even those years, me and my husband, like we fought through it because I feel like I had a lot of blame and I was like discomfort with how I started. It's like I could not be okay with a comfortable situation. Like how you said, putting yourself in uncomfortable ones. I almost felt like you get to a certain point where you're so traumatized, that's what you're used to. So it's like any time that you do get something good, you almost feel like you don't deserve it, or you're questioning it, or you're looking around the corner. And so that kind of turned into me having to accept, like, me going through that discomfort made me into a better person, though. Because I was like, I know I can make it through anything.
You know you can make it.
Like, I can survive no
Yeah, I
matter
can
what.
survive no
I
matter
got
what.
me.
Yeah.
And now that I have kids, like, I got them. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Exactly.
So it made me such a go-getter to where I'm like, I took it and stopped blaming it and letting it make me less than. And, like, I'm going to be better than anybody could have ever thought it would be. I'm gonna go harder. I'm gonna show you all that I can. You know what I mean? It just really made me have that tenacity to like go and do things. So now it's like I feel like my possibilities are endless.
It's endless, yeah.
You know what I mean? You can kind of do anything once you kind of get out of that mindset. But like you said too, I'm not afraid of uncomfortable situations because I grew up in it. So I'm like, I had to lean into the discomfort. Like, no, that's me. That's where I get my grip, and that's where I can grind, and I can pull from it when I'm feeling weak. And I can look at my situation and be more grateful for all the comfortable things I have because I'm like, I can, be okay being discomfortable over here. Like, I better check myself. It allows me to, like, I don't know, be a better person and whatnot. But I think those things, like you said, they make you, so it's like pulling out too soon or getting mad because you had to go through it. Like, no, just take it and own it. Because I think it makes you such a better person. Because I was like, that's that fire that you can tap into at any time. You can dig deep. Like, oh, I got
But
it.
you gotta be careful too, though, to not let that us being there self-sabotage us from
Right, and I almost
always
was
going
doing
back
that.
there.
Yes, that's what I was talking about, those early years
Yeah.
before I had my son, that was the biggest struggle.
Yeah,
Because all my husband wanted to do is make my life more comfortable.
yeah,
And make me realize, like, no, you don't deserve that.
right.
Like, I want to make you in a situation where you can go to college and you can do
Mhm.
these things. Like, I got you.
I got
and I
you.
did not
But you
trust
didn't
that.
accept
And
it.
I'm like,
Yeah.
like, this is too good.
Yeah,
so
right.
there's a catch here. It's
It
like,
is.
no, really, I just
Yeah.
really want to do something for you.
Yeah.
And it took me all the way up to, like, I was pregnant with my son, really realizing, like, okay, I can lean into, like, this is safe.
Just say, yeah.
This is okay.
Yeah.
And now I have this little person, and I
Yeah.
went to college, and I got my business degree, and was able to slow down. But in those times, I focused a lot in those 9 months on healing myself, because I did not want to birth a child with, like, having all these issues. So I really, like, looked at myself, like, I need to get it together, because I'm not about to be that parent that's putting all my hurt on my kid. But that's, in those moments, that's what allowed me to be like, okay, that discomfort, like, this is gonna make me better.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the discomfort you can't control.
Right.
Then there's some that you can.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that you can't, you have to learn to accept those
Right.
and use those to your advantage. So yeah.
For sure, I like that. So what are, like, give me 5 of your key principles, you would say, in this book that you're teaching people?
Okay, so from a man's perspective, when you mentioned the keys, I think about my stepfather and what he taught me. So there's a saying, I don't know, excuse my language. He says, "He who shits fast doesn't shit long."
Oh.
Can I say that?
Yes.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Yes, you can.
Meaning,
So you're gonna break that one?
yeah. So rushing,
Okay.
having the patience
Patience.
to allow your life to unfold in a natural way,
Mm-hmm.
or what is yours will be yours,
Right.
and letting it happen naturally. A lot of times as a young man, I wanted to rush. I wanted this so fast. I wanted this amount of money. I wanted these clothes. I wanted to do this. And he would say that to me. You better watch it, because he who does it wrong.
Okay.
And that also kept me out of the streets. Kept me out of going down the wrong path of selling drugs, and really just pulled me back in. That was one. And then, let me see, my other ones would be, he also says a man is as good as his word.
Oh.
Okay, and this is something that I'm instilling in my son. Whenever I would mess up and have a challenge, and I would mess up, he would tell me, give me your word that you won't let it happen again. And he said it to me all the time. Man is as good as his word. And so I believe in that wholeheartedly. If I say that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If you say you're going to be present in someone's life, be present in someone's life. So that's one. And then my other one, I would have to say meditation is a tool for me that really helps me to be grounded. When I feel like my life is overwhelming with being a single father, having to go to work, having to figure out how to take care of my son and manage our schedules, meditation is one where I'm able to just sit down and organize my thoughts, give myself a chance at grace, give myself some grace to be able to push forward.
Right.
So those are a few of the values that I've taken from my life and try to instill into my son as well.
Any of these that you chance, are you taking any of the same kind of principles that he has? Because it seems like you guys are very parallel on, like, your parenting style and everything like that. Any of those, like, you feel are core to you as a person, or you have any other principles too that you stand on?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely connect with being a man in your word. and like Henry mentioned, showing that, leading by example, showing up, you say you're gonna do something, do it. Also going back to, accountability as well. I think that also plays along the line of being a man of your word as well. Not just through your word, again, with, your works. Love is, as a parent, you have to show selfless love, and so love is works, is what you do. It's not your words. But also, being, for me, some other, moral advice is being a man of God, showing my son, for me, spirituality is a human capacity to know and experience God. So that's one of my biggest, number one priorities that is the main, like above family, is him being a man that knows God, that loves God, that, we read devotionals at night, and then how do you, I say keep God first. A lot of people say keep God first. Well, how do you do that? So I lead by example. I had in my Bible, my daily devotionals right next to my nightstand. So when I wake up in the morning, it's not my cell phone. My cell phone is out of higher sight. My Bible is in my vision. It's the first thing I see when I wake up, and it's the last thing I see when I wake up. And now he'll hold me accountable if we go to bed at night and we don't read a devotional at night, because it's been habitual now.
Yeah.
We've been practicing it. So he'll go, Dad, aren't you? We're forgetting something. We'll read the nightly devotional. And so I think Henry mentioned this earlier too. My son is a great accountability partner. That's one of the biggest lessons I have. No idea. Once I got into it, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You talk about that mirror being right in front of you. It's real, but I love it. I love constructive criticism, especially from your child. It's important, and just checking in and seeing how you can be a better person, better father, better friend. So those are.
I love how Chance said the habits, the habitual.
Yes.
That's one thing I talk about as well, is formulating good habits, and that's really a good habit to have, because that sets the foundation for you. It's almost acts as a compass, and it guides you once you set those habits, those good habits in place. Because I feel like if you're not setting good habits, you're automatically setting bad ones.
Right.
So if you're not deliberately placing those habits and setting those on a daily basis, for my son, and your son plays soccer. So same thing. So my son, for soccer, is like, you need to be practicing consistently every day. I don't care if it's you just go out and you kick the ball one time and go back in the house and get on your game. As long as you're touching that ball every single day, that consistency, that habit is going to take you further. Because you find yourself, just kicking the ball, now an hour is going by and I'm doing whatever. So it's the same way as he said, reading your Bible. I don't care if you just crack it open and look at it, or if you just touch it. As long as you are consistently approaching that thing, it will become a habitual way of life. So that's to your spirituality, to your work ethic, and then your social, your relationships that you build. If you're constantly reaching out to people, constantly creating a brotherhood and reaching out to them, then we setting each other up to live and be better men.
Right. So I like in your book how you talked about we're all human and people make mistakes. But making the same mistakes over and over again. So can you touch on that a little bit? Even give our audience like a little advice. How do we prevent from doing the same mistakes?
Well, first thing you gotta do, you gotta become aware of the mistake. And then me and Chance, we gonna write it. Me and Chance we gonna write the second book.
Accountability.
But no, what we're gonna do, me and Chance, we're gonna create a group for single fathers, and we're gonna help them out. But the awareness and the acceptance and the accountability that I've made the mistake, and figuring out what it is that I need to do in order to change it. And a lot of times, I like to learn from other people's mistakes. I like to look at other men, how they carry themselves, what they've done in their life, what results they have gotten. That tells me how I should approach my life or the things that I want to achieve. If you did that over there and the response or the results that you got was not favorable to you in your life, then I know not to do that.
Right.
So I do that I have my son look at me and I tell him all the pitfalls that I've had in the past. And I say, I'm here so that you don't have to go through those.
Right.
Now, you're going to go through your own because you're going to be your own man, you're going to have your own journey. But if I can save you a lot of heartache and pain and put you on a different path than me, then that's what I'm here for. So just being aware of it and accepting it and being okay with it, and then figuring out the tools or the steps to take in order to go around that obstacle that you've been bumping your head on so many times.
And so what inspired you to write this book in the first place?
Oh man. So I've been through a lot. Like, and I don't take away from what Chance has been through, because I know he's been through a lot. I don't take away from what you've been through. But the thing that kind of was sticking out for me, I would ask myself, how did you make it? Like, if you look back on what you
I can relate
went
to that
through,
so much, yeah.
how did you make it?
Right.
How did you go from homelessness to saving $20,000 to buying your son an RV, traveling for 6 months, spending all the money, moving back to wherever, moving here to Maricopa, getting a job so that you can pick your son up at school, buying your first house on your own, and how did you make it? Because you should not be here right now.
Right.
And there's times where I wanted to check out, but perseverance, the will to keep going, and the faith that everything is going to work out.
Right.
So my friends would ask me, because I would go through things and they wouldn't know. They'd be like, wait a minute.
Right.
Wait, I saw you during that time. You had a smile on your face.
Right.
So how did you do it? So I said, maybe somebody would want to read it and I can help.
Right.
So that's what inspired me as a single father. How did I get my son full time? How did I manage to take care of him? How did I manage to feed him? How did I manage to coach him in soccer? How did I manage to get him to be a straight A student on the principal honor roll for the last 3 years? Like, how did I manage to do all those things at the same time? Take care of myself. This is
Right.
These are the things that I use. When I started to journal, I've been using meditation. I understand how to deal with trauma. This is how I dealt with it. This is what my father said that helped me through that time. This is how I looked at life when I was at my lowest low. So I know if I needed it, and these are things I did, maybe Chance
Right.
or someone like Chance may need it. So that's what made me.
I think, and honestly, not just for men, I think anybody could learn something from that book. I love all the tidbits in it, and I like how it's like you're taking us on a journey. It's not just another self-help book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're telling us, okay, this chapter, and this is where I got this from. This is how I implemented it. This is where we're at in the story of my life.
Yeah.
And then you go into the self-help portion. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just another self-help book. Because I've read a bunch of them. And
Yeah.
they're kind of rough to get through. And it's just like, okay, we've all heard that. Like, how? And I like how you give examples on how you're implementing it as you're teaching those self-mastery things. I think what really hit home for me too is that's one thing I am proud of. No matter what I've been through, you get to a certain age. Well, I hope everybody gets to a certain age. Some people never get there. I've met them. But like, as long as you can master self, and that's harder than a lot of people think it is. Like, you don't have to be master of all things.
No.
We're not all going to be good at different things.
No.
But mastering yourself, which is arguably the hardest thing to do, is the best thing you can do for yourself, especially as a parent when you're teaching a little self and how to master themselves. I think it's pivotal. And I don't think a lot of people, like, sometimes we're in the grind so much, we don't take the time to sit with ourselves and really be like, what is unresolved?
Yeah.
Who am I and what's going on?
But that's scary.
Yeah, it is.
It's super scary.
Yeah.
Because even now, like with social media and the phones, like I turn mine off and I sit with myself, and the thoughts scare you.
Yeah.
I really have to turn within and to check on myself. What am I thinking? How am I feeling? And you like, no, it's too much to bear.
Yeah.
So you go, let me pick up my phone.
Yeah. Like the art of distraction.
Yeah. It's scary to sit and to be with yourself. And I talk about that in the book. And you peel back the layers, you gotta get down to who you really are to start to build. And you'll never be a finished product. You'll always be a work in progress, but if you can live today better than you lived yesterday,
Yeah.
you can do it.
I love that. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break and we will be right back to continue the conversation with Chance and Henry here. We'll see you guys back in a moment.
80% of Americans accused of a crime will get appointed a public defender.
We're the front line of defending people's constitutional rights.
For every dollar we spend on public defenders, we spend $3 on prosecutors.
The entire apparatus of the state is behind the prosecution.
Gideon's Promise trains, mentors, and supports public defenders.
It's changed the face of public defense.
It gives me that sense of I'm not doing this by myself.
It's fueled me to continue on in this fight.
Welcome back to What Now? We're going to continue this amazing conversation. We're focused on single fatherhood today. We touched on a little bit of Henry's self-mastery book, and that was amazing. Now I have a question. I'm going to go to Chance first. Share a story with me that felt like a dad win for you. The moment that you were like, okay, I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, so a proud that moment for me was actually earlier this year. I enrolled my son in flag football. And I knew the assistant head coach because we played, other sports with him. And this was the first team that I had coached that he played on in sports. So I just took a step back, and it was at the end of the season, his head coach, he went around to all the kids and shared, some positives about them, how they did throughout the season. And and I got it on video, which was maybe even better, but he said, my son's name is Kaden. He said, Kaden is the most well-behaved, most respectful kid I ever been around, and his son played on the team. So for him to say that in front of his wife, the other parents, the other kids, that was a super proud moment for me as a dad. And he also shared some good encouragement for him to carry on in the future. But just knowing that your son is well disciplined, well behaved, respectful of the coach, and he also mentioned he was the leading team player that showed the best sportsmanship on the team. So those are things that we work on practice on. Like, okay, he is getting it.
Right.
He is listening. So for me, that was my proud dad moment.
Right, and you weren't coaching.
No, I was not coaching.
So that's kind of like you're doing the right thing when I'm not around.
Yeah.
Those are the best ones. Okay,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. For sure.
That felt amazing.
It did. I wasn't expecting him to
Like,
say
yes.
the most. When he said, like I said, his son plays on his team. His son is the quarterback. And, for him to share that really meant a lot to me.
Oh, that's amazing. You have one for us, Henry?
Man, I have so many. So I do have some sports ones as well, academics as well. But I think mine was my son. He expressed to me that he wanted to get straight A's. That was like his goal. And he achieved that goal. And he got on the honor roll. And he came to me with the principal honor roll.
Oh.
Right? And he says, Dad, I am happy that I'm with you. And I chose to be with you because you made me a better man.
Oh,
And I wouldn't be this man without you.
And he's 13.
He's 13.
Wow, he's above his years.
His missing So
Oh.
I was like,
You cried?
man.
I'd be tearing up.
Yeah.
I love that. He's becoming his own little man.
His own little man.
He's like, you're making me a better man.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. I love it. So, we need you guys to give your best dad advice to any dads out there that are struggling. Like you guys said, said, single fathers, you guys are kind of feeling underserved. So what's something, just give a tip, a tidbit for a single dad out there that's similar to you guys, that they don't know where to go, they don't know where to look. They haven't had that kind of advice. Be that mentor to our audience.
I just say get help. Seek out support. I'm here for you. You can reach out to me. Can I get my email?
Yes.
You can reach me at Henry Platt 1979@gmail.com, or you can reach me at who'sthemanbook@gmail.com. And I'm also going to be starting a support group for single fathers called Who's the Man Collective. It'll be on Facebook. But yeah, getting help and getting support is like the number one thing you can do, because there's men who are single fathers who are going through the same thing, or who have been through those, and they're able to guide you and help you as well.
Okay. No, yeah, just to piggyback on what Henry said, and I love that. Having that support, you know, just know that there are resources out there. In addition to that, I would say rely on your faith over fear. You know, don't be afraid. Know that you're not alone. In addition, just to piggyback off of getting help, know that you're not alone. I myself too would take that pledge and say I'm willing to help any young man that's struggling as a single dad, as a single father. My email is C as in Charles, HALO3888@gmail.com. I'd be happy to help, because I have people in my corner that are there to help you know, and so wouldn't hesitate at all to pay it forward, you know, and share wisdom that I've had as a father, as a single father. But yeah, definitely faith over fear, and just know that, you know, there'll be some tough days, but it'll be worth it. You know, common pain, you gotta parent through the pain sometimes. You know, you gotta parent through the pain, and common pain can lead to common purpose.
I love that. So you guys are going to team up with this Facebook group,
because
I feel like we need this.
I
think y'all will have to get on there.
I think you guys set this
up.
For
Right.
real though.
Right.
That's what you need. People need people. And you know what I mean? At the end of the day, yes, I'm a married mom, but like, it's just me and my husband. We don't have a village. We don't have a bunch of people. Like, it's just us.
Yeah.
I don't got him, he got him.
Right.
So I was like, I know how it feels to feel isolated or in a bubble. And I love that you guys have, like how you said, you had your sister, Not everybody has somebody to lean on.
Yeah.
So it's amazing that they're opening themselves up to you guys to be available. So we don't ever want you guys to feel alone. This is what we're all about here on What Now. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. Come back for our next episode, and we're going to have some more real talks for you guys. Thank you so much, Chance, and thank you, Henry, for being here today. This was an amazing conversation. I loved it. And hopefully we'll have you guys on the show again. Yes, okay.